sitting around the house and you don't know what to do. Look no further, we're here. Staying at home will keep you company.
Well, hello everyone. It's nice to see you. I know a lot of you tuned in on Screech Owl and Kate and Carly. So we're really excited that you're back. We saw we had some viewers in Wisconsin and Washington and Texas. So no matter where you are, we hope you're healthy and safe, and we're really happy that you're here with us. So today we have lots of fun. This is Bo, our first cute little doggie here. We're going to be meeting a few dogs today and learning about some fun ways to train with them and some games you can play with them and even some things that you can do with just humans. So if you don't have a pet, you can still stick around and learn some cool things and maybe use your little brother or sister instead. So it's always fun. So all these things you're going to learn today, you can apply to cats or rabbits or rats even. So you can use what you're going to learn and have some fun. So we're going to meet some of our cool visitors today. I have a couple of my favorite trainers here. As you can see, we are social distancing. So I have Shauna and Kiki here, and you're going to see that Kiki has something very special about her. And I want to tell you something really special about Kiki is that she just turned 14 years old on St. Patrick's Day. So we need to wish Kiki a very happy birthday. There she is. And I'm going to let you talk to her mom, Shauna, who's going to tell us a little bit about her. And you're going to see some really cool tricks.
So this is Kiki, and she's a Shih Tzu mix. She, like Stacey said, is 14 years old, and I've actually had her since she was 5 days old. So she was a litter that I fostered from a shelter while I was going to school up in college. So as you can see, she's wearing a doggy wheelchair. So when we go places like to the beach or to the park, Kiki wears her wheelchair, and that's how she gets around. Her back legs do not work. So at home, she scoots around without the wheelchair. So, Kiki, can you back up? Show them a trick. Back up, back up, back up. Good girl. Can you come forward? Kiki can also circle in her wheelchair. It's wide circles. And not only is Miss Kiki a senior citizen, so she's about 80 in people years, she's also deaf. So Kiki can't hear me anymore. So instead I use hand signals like this. Can you back up? Good girl. Can you speak? Good girl. So while I'm talking, she can't hear me, but she is following my hand signals. So now what we're going to do is talk about positive reinforcement. So with Miss Kiki, if you notice, I didn't get mad at her. She didn't respond to me. Positive reinforcement is all about reinforcing behaviors you like. So Miss Kiki's sitting here. She wasn't barking at me. So if she's quiet or she responds to my cue, I'm going to give her a treat just like this. If she barks at me or she doesn't do what I asked right away, I think, I wonder why. Is she uncomfortable? Maybe it hurts her. And so I'll ask her again. And if she'll do it for me, I'll reinforce her. And if she doesn't, then I just move on to something else that she does better. So, Juliet's going to talk to you now about positive reinforcement, a little bit more about that, and then we'll come back for Kiki and her tricks.
All right, well, thank you, Shauna. Like Shauna was saying, positive reinforcement is all about catching the behaviors that our pets do that we like. And this works out really well for our pets because our pets learn based on what they do and what happens when they do it. So what I mean by that is every single thing our pets do, big or small, serves a purpose. They're trying to make something happen in their environment. For example, getting our attention, like with some barking, or with nudging your leg, or getting away from something that might be scary, all behavior serves a purpose. And when they behave, if it works and they get what they're looking for, then they're more likely to do it again. If nothing happens at all, or they don't get what they're looking for, they're less likely to do it again. So by watching for those behaviors, reinforcing appropriately, and building good patterns, we can build great habits and really fun training behaviors with our dogs. Kiki's going to show some off for you now.
All right, so I will tell you guys, Kiki's favorite trick is to bark, so I apologize if she barks a lot. But you'll notice she's having fun, and she enjoys it. So Kiki, can you back up? Back up. Good girl. Where's your nose? Where's your nose? Where's your nose? No, yes, circle. 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 Good girl. Let me take her leash off here. That'd probably help. is? Where's your nose? Where's your nose? Here is it. Good girl. Can you lie down? Good girl. Okay. So with Kiki, I taught her using a clicker. So a clicker makes a sound just like that. And anytime she hears click, oh, broken clicker, she gets a treat, just like that. So if Kiki does what I ask her to, where's your nose? Where's your nose? Where's your nose? Okay, let's do down. Down. Good girl. Okay. Then I give her a treat. So let's see if she's willing to do her favorite, one of her favorites. Can you lie down? Roll over. Roll over. Good girl. She is a senior, so that's a slow roll. Next, we'll see if Miss Kiki will. Can you say I love you? Say I love you. Out. Say I love you. Can you say I love you? I love you. Yeah, good girl. Okay, and then we'll see if she'll give me a high five. High five. High five. Or shake. Good girl. So Kiki has to balance on one foot. So if you get down there, can you give me a shake? Shake. Good girl. Thank you. Okay, can you show the boys and girls down? What happens to dogs that run loose in the streets? Oh, what happens? Really, it's good girl. Good job, Missy. Good girl. Okay, try one more. Can you lie down? Down. Go down. Down. Head down. On your feet. Down. Head down. Roll. Good girl. There we go. Good girl.
Awesome. Miss Shauna, how long did it take you to teach Kiki those tricks?
So, so with training, it takes a long time. So you start with initial things like teaching them basic stuff, such as sit, down, touch, like that. And then as a pup, kids, just like us, as we go to school, the longer you're in school, the longer you work with your dog, the quicker they catch on to things. So Kiki, in the beginning, it took me a good solid maybe year. And then as we learned new stuff, she picked up on it a lot faster. Just like with our school grades, as we get farther along in school, we pick up on things and learn new things quicker. So it's the same thing for Kiki. So if I have a new pup at home, and she's learning basic stuff, so I don't want her to say I love you, or where's your nose, right? But for Miss Kiki, it took me, I don't know, maybe about a month or so to teach her a new behavior. But you can teach them simple things at home, which I know Juliet will be talking about, such as a sit or high five or a touch or fist bump and all those fun things.
Awesome. Okay, so Miss Juliet.
So we're going to meet a new puppy in just a minute. But first, let's talk about some different things that you can do while you're stuck at home here to keep your pup busy, engaged, and having a really fun time. This is craft time with critters here, you guys. So these are all different enrichment items. Now, what is enrichment? It's different from just playing around with your dog or playing with a ball. This is play that makes your dog think and problem solve. So for us, it might be the difference between playing tag or doing a jigsaw puzzle or something like that. So these are some really easy things you can make at home. This right here is an octopus toy or a jellyfish toy. It has a tennis ball with an old t-shirt wrapped around it, and they cut that t-shirt into strips, and then basically just tied those strips into braids. Really fun for your dog to grab and play with. You can toss it. This is another braided rope toy, just with 3 pieces of fleece tied together, and again, just braided. But this is one of my favorites, and we'll show you how this works in just a minute. This is called a snuffle mat. This is what it looks like when it's finished. It's a bunch of pieces of fleece that are tied in knots around a mat. Now you can get these mats at the dollar store, or if you have a larger dog or need something more heavy duty, you can get these from Home Depot or other stores like that. And basically, you cut fleece into strips about 10 to 12 inches long, about 1 to 2 inches wide, and you tie a whole lot of knots. Every single one of these holes has to be filled. But once you've gotten it filled up, then you can take some treats, scatter them inside, and let your dog go to work trying to find them. And I'll tell you, from my pets at home, cats love this also. Hey, Bo, what do you smell in there? Now, in case you didn't know, dogs have between 100 and 300 million scent receptors in their nose. It's pretty incredible. So he's going to put that sniffer to work. Oh, there he goes. and look for all of those treats. There you go, he's finding them on his own. And like you saw, you might need to help them get started by making one really easy for them to see. But once they're getting it, you can see him really digging around there, following that nose, and looking for those treats. This is a fun exercise to do in the house if you have rainy days, like we've had the last couple, or if you're on a walk or out in the backyard. Giving your dog time to sniff is a really great form of enrichment, and these things are all really fun and easy to make. Well, thank you very much.
Julia, what I love about these two is that it works their brain. So not only do we need to exercise their bodies and make sure they're getting walks, but we need to make sure we're working out their brains every day too.
Yes.
So I like to compare it to at school. So when kids are in school all day, it's really, really hard to concentrate in class if they haven't had recess. So we need to make sure they're getting their bodies exercised, but also working their brains. So this is like him doing his math problems.
It's super, super true. And one more that's really easy, because we all went out and bought a whole lot of toilet paper. If you have extra toilet paper rolls sitting around your house, take one of those and fold in the ends and put some treats inside of it. And your dogs, your cats, your bunnies will have to pop this thing open, roll it around to get those treats to fall out. This is a really simple, really easy one that you can just make at home. It takes just a couple seconds, and it's a lot of fun. My cats were playing with this one this morning, and I stole it from them. So yeah, well, I'll let Bo go ahead and finish those off, and we're gonna go ahead and meet our next friend, Moses. Let's see if I can sneak through here. Oh, look at you already sitting and waiting for me. Hello, my friend. Good. I know. He's like, I know you have treats. I can smell them. So Moses is a very handsome boy here, and he's going to show us how we can have some really safe and really fun interactions with our pets while we're at home. Now, we all know that when you have friends and family that you really care about, we all want to give each other hugs, right? Well, hugs are great for people, but they're actually pretty scary for dogs. In fact, if you watch, if I lean, oh, you don't seem to mind, do you? Okay, well, most dogs, if you lean or reach over them, they'll kind of back up and look at you like, whoa, what are you doing? It can be a little bit scary, and hugs can actually be pretty intimidating. In fact, if someone gets bit in the face, the reason is usually because they were hugging a dog or putting their face too close to theirs. And while occasionally you might meet a dog who doesn't seem to mind it, the majority of them aren't really big fans. So instead, I like to teach my dogs, or whatever else, to do a fist bump, just like that. Actually beat me to it. There we are. So we use that